The honourable member for Sandwich Gulf Highlands has 5 minutes for right of reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to start, of course, by acknowledging that we're here on the territory of the Algonquin Nation, and to them we say Miigwech. I also want to acknowledge that the honourable member for Red Deer Mountain View had intended to speak to this bill. I think it's unfortunate that technical glitches interfered with it. I'm sure he was about to support it wholeheartedly, but in any case, we don't get the benefit of his speech, and I regret that. Au commencement, au début, je tiens à remercier quelques.
First of all, I wish to thank a few members who participated in this debate during its first hour and today during its second hour. I want to say a big thank you to the Minister for the Environment and to my colleague and friend, the member for Repentigny, another close friend, the member for Victoria, and another friend, the member for Lac Saint-Louis, also Dufferin-Caledon, York Centre, and today, my dear friend, the member for Kitchener Centre, who is a Green MP, but I also want to thank the Conservatives because they're the ones who gave him the opportunity to make a speech today. Also the member for Saint-Jean, the member for Toronto Danforth, and Vancouver East.
These gave us a lot. Particularly, I want to thank my friend, the Member of Parliament for Nunavut, for reflections on the bravery of Inuit hunters who were forced through the lack of environmental rights to actually go out and we can hardly imagine what it must have been like in February in Nunavut, it's not warm, to take their places in civil disobedience on a runway to blockade a mine site because their rights were being violated. I certainly, with only 5 minutes, can't get into the full details on that effort, but I stand in solidarity with my friend, the Member of Parliament for Nunavut, and the communities that have succeeded in persuading the Nunavut Impact Review Board to say no to a doubling of the iron ore mine on Baffin Island. I hope the Minister of Northern Affairs will act as he should and accept that advice. There's so much to say about the bill and why we are here where we are. C'est un projet de loi pour prévenir le racisme environnemental, mais c'est aussi.
Please note that interpretation service has been interrupted due to the feedback generated by the member's earpiece, which is too close to her microphone.
Environnemental. So, as a feminist commentating, I just went back to make sure I had that right in French, and I hadn't realized before that le racisme is masculin, mais justice, ça c'est féminin. Alors, I shouldn't digress from my digressions when I have a 5-minute speech. This is a critically important issue that we make progress.
Fortunately, I'm just going to stop the member for a second. Apparently there's no interpretation, so. Oh, you have a device next to your microphone maybe, and is your phone maybe on your desk or something? Is it vibrating? No? Or is your earpiece too close to the microphone? Okay, there we go, and we'll allow the member to continue.
Do I need to start over? Désolé. Okay, where was I? The importance of this bill and what I wanted to underscore is that it is operative. I was earlier today, of all coincidences, speaking at a conference marking the 40th anniversary of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms at University of Ottawa Law School with many brilliant people. I was not one of the brilliant people, but I was invited anyway. And we were reflecting on 40 years of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms and what's missing. What do we need going forward? And there were perspectives on the need for socioeconomic rights, that we address the enormous income inequality that's growing in Canada and globally, that we address the needs that we express in terms of human rights, but also the rights that were missing from the Charter. And so we spoke of the importance of addressing this gap through environmental rights. But Bill C-226, while being complementary to this right that we should have but do not yet have, and I parenthetically will note we will not have it if S5 passes and the Canadian Environmental Protection Act amendments don't create environmental rights as they should, but perhaps we can fix that through amendments. What are rights without tools to enforce them? The Environmental Justice Program at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency has, since 1994, created tools that can be used by communities, indigenous communities, people of color communities, black communities, low-income communities, that have been historically and are to this day deprived of a healthy environment because they don't have the clout of white, wealthy neighbors. The tools to hire a toxicologist, to hire an epidemiologist, these are what is so abbreviated, it's so well known in the US, the EJ program of the US EPA, environmental justice. That's what